I'd like to welcome in now immigration attorney Renata Castro. Renata, great to see you. Thanks for your time. So this is obviously a developing story. New information continues to come out. I do want to talk about some of the things that Rich just touched on. But first, I mean, ICE officials say he is in the country illegally. He had no work authorization. He was subject to this final removal order issued last year. What is your reaction, first of all, just to his arrest?
I am surprised that they have, for lack of a better expression, nitpicked an individual who is high profile. This kind of reminds me when 21 Savage, the famous rapper, was detained in Atlanta during Trump's first term. This is a very big case that will gain a lot of notoriety nationwide, showing how immigration verification or verification of employment authorization, even by government officials, can be really faulty. And I think that this is a situation that this gentleman finds himself in.
All right, so moments ago, we did hear from his lawyer giving the public an update. I'd like to listen to some more of that.
We will today be sending a letter to the Des Moines School Board authorized by Dr. Roberts to resign his position as the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools. That is going to go out. It's been authorized. It's not sent out. You're going to get a copy of that letter. You also will get a copy of the letter from Texas saying that everything was okay. His case was resolved successfully in April of 2025.
Okay, Renata, so that second letter he referenced there, the letter from Texas saying that everything was okay, he didn't really provide a lot of details there. Would that be enough proof to potentially keep Roberts here?
I understand the predicament my colleague is in because he's defense counsel, but you can have someone who has a removal order who is still eligible to work. This attorney is probably referencing a dismissal or termination order from his deportation case. However, I find it very unlikely that if this gentleman was a U.S. citizen, he would be resigning from his position. As a practicing immigration attorney in this specific scenario, I am mostly concerned with the fact that he may have created a situation where he alleged he was a U.S. citizen because that's an easier way to bypass requirements for showing employment authorization. And now he may have committed a violation that would render him permanently inadmissible to the United States, which is to represent himself as a U.S. citizen. As I said, because he is signing a letter saying that he is abdicating from his position or he's giving up his job with the school board, I find it very unlikely that he is a U.S. citizen. However, we have to give him the opportunity and fairness of due process so that he can present all the evidence in this case, either favorable or not, so that we can make final decisions in what really happened. But it is a case that highlights how inefficient immigration processes can be.
And you really bring up some good points there, because we know the administration has said time and time again that they are focusing on the worst of the worst, but they've also said that anyone who is in the country illegally is a criminal because they are breaking the law. From your perspective, does this superintendent, I mean, he competed in the Olympics at one point in his life, does he qualify as the worst of the worst?
Listen, when we hear things saying that he was found with thousands of dollars, he had $3,000. I don't think you can get much far from Des Moines, Iowa with $3,000 today. There is a salacious nature to these news because it kind of shows how undocumented immigrants are everywhere and they're criminals, and it's not true. However, I will say this, it is quite concerning to see that this gentleman, if he is found to not have status and not be a U.S. citizen, was a superintendent and a school official in so many school districts. But we also have to ask ourselves as a nation, why did he fall off the wagon? As you said, he's a former Olympian. Why was he not afforded the opportunity to remain in the United States legally? So there are a lot of questions, and I have a feeling that there will be a lot more coming out of this story than we anticipate.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.